Hi, Rocio. Welcome. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm glad to see you today. Where do you want to start?
Well, I don't know. I've been just very stressed and I feel like um, I've been overthinking about a lot of things. Like I have too much in my mind, and I feel like sometimes I just overthink about the smallest thing, and I just make it stresses me out.
Okay, so I hear you saying that lately you've been a little stressed because you're overthinking things.
Yes.
Um, okay, can you give me an instance or an example of recently something that you've been overthinking?
I just I just think about a lot of things like just I have to, go be at work on time. So get up early, but then I'm up late doing assignments and then, I have to go to work and after work I have to go straight to school and just traffic. There's so much traffic all the time. So I'm at work thinking, oh my God, I have to leave. I have to finish whatever I'm working on because I have to go straight to school. And there's going to be a lot of traffic and I get all paranoid, but then sometimes there's hardly any traffic, which is great. And I think I'm driving and I'm a little stressed.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you for sharing. So from what I hear is, there's a lot going on right now. You work, you also go to school, you have assignments, you stay up late, you go to school right after work, and it's a lot that you're dealing with right now. It's that right?
Yes.
Okay. So would you say that this is more like of a stress situation or more like an overthinking?
Well, I think it's overthinking, but it causes me stress.
Mm-hmm.
But it's if I didn't have the overthinking, I wouldn't have stress, I think.
Okay. Do you notice the overthinking um come up in certain situations more? Or is it when does it come up? Like when do you see it there? Well, let's start. Where do you feel it? Where do you feel it anywhere in your body?
Usually, like in the middle of my head, I just start getting like a headache,
Mm,
and I start like just getting irritated. Like I have so many things on to do, so sometimes I'll forget. So I
mhm,
have to write it down. So what I did at work, I started getting the sticky notes, the bigger ones. They're like half a paper. And I
mhm,
just every morning I have a to-do list because if I don't, I'll like forget. And lately I've been doing that like with my homework too. So I'm like, okay, I have these things I have to do, even though it's in our calendar on Canvas, we still have to write it down because I feel like if I write it down
mhm.
and after I cross it out, I know I'm done. Like for sure I'm done.
Yeah. Well, it's great that you found already a small solution like to the problem, right? To the overthinking situation. Um, and from what I'm hearing, you you feel like you have so much going on that you might miss things, and that's why you started writing everything down so that you can remember, and that it's just so much overthinking that like you even feel it physically in your head. Do you feel that this overthinking is with you when you're at home?
Yes. Because then I get home when I'm like done with work, done with school. I get home and I'm like, I have to do laundry. I have to clean the kitchen. I have to, clean the yard or just it continues to like a new list. So it's like
Mhm.
three lists. one list for work and I keep it there. And then I have one in my backpack with like the things I need to complete for my assignments. But then I get home and I'm like, now I'm thinking I need a little notepad for, like the sticky notes for my house because I'm like, I think if I write them down and I visually see them, I can cross them out like, okay, I'm done with, cleaning all the bathrooms. I'm done cleaning like the kitchen and both living rooms. Like I'll have a list.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So the overthinking appears when you're at home. How about work?
At work, it's also there because even though I have things to do, there's things that come up daily. Like there's things that come up just that day, like, oh, let's have a meeting. Oh, go to another office and have another meeting, or, call this, call that, or, so there's different things that just come up even though it's not on my list.
Hmm. So your day-to-day at work is extremely busy and there's always things popping in here and there and you're just extremely busy. Um, okay. Can you think of a situation when the overthinking felt the heaviest or it felt like, in your head, like it's just what is the word? Like, can you give me like an example when it feels pretty bad?
When there's deadlines. So,
When
for
there's
example, if I have something that um, I need, it needs to be done,
mm-hmm.
of course, that stresses me out. So I feel it stronger, and I'm just like, and sometimes I find myself avoiding the have to do list. And I start working on other stuff because I'm just so stressed that I don't even want to see that list.
I understand that. Yes, I understand that sometimes you know that this list is so overwhelming that you avoid even confronting it or even getting to it because it's already like a weight on you. Is that correct?
Yes, yes.
Has there been any instance or any situation where it's felt lighter, the overthinking? Like you didn't feel it as heavy?
Yes, when I keep my mind focused and I just do them. Like I do what's on my list. I just do, as soon as I come into work, I work on that and I just like keep my mindset like I'm gonna finish that. And then as soon as I feel like I've accomplished most of it, then I don't feel like I feel it as strong.
Okay, so when you feel that when you focus, um, and you just focus and you get to your to-do list and you start crossing things off, then you can kind of relax a little bit on the overthinking.
Yes.
Okay. I'm taking notes. I hope that you don't mind. I'm just taking a couple notes here, if that's okay.
Fine. It's okay.
Okay. Um, this overthinking, right? It's with you. It sounds like it's with you every all day, from home life to your work life, school life. Do you feel it from the moment that you wake up?
Mm, yes.
Wow. Okay. Do you feel that it's affecting others close to you? You've shared with me before that you have a daughter. Do you feel that the overthinking is it's affecting your daughter in any way?
Sometimes I feel like it is because like I'm always on the go and I'm always working on something or doing something. So I hardly see her because I'm on the go.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So it's starting to affect the time that you spend with your daughter.
Yes.
Yeah. Um, how do you told me earlier you expressed that you feel it on your head and that it gives you like a headache. How, like from a scale from let's say 1 through 10 on your worst day, how is your head feeling? Like one being like, oh, it's barely there, the headache, and then 10 being like, okay, my head is about to explode.
I I think most of the time I'm like at a 6.
Okay, that's your day to day. How do you feel right now?
Right now, mm, it's probably a 4 because it's towards the end of the day and I know I've done everything, so you know, it's like reloading for tomorrow.
It's getting a break, getting ready for tomorrow. This
Yes.
overthinking little monster, right? Like getting ready for
It's just
tomorrow to attack you tomorrow. Okay,
yes.
um, so you've shared earlier. You shared that you didn't feel it as heavy when you just got to your assignments. What was different? Like, what is different from that situation when you just what is, I guess what I'm trying to ask is what is different from the times where you just get to your assignments and you start right away, you get them done, to the times where you don't do it? Like, what can you tell me? Okay, can you think of a specific day where you accomplished most of your tasks and you felt good and the overthinking wasn't there of a reason, like recently? Does that make sense?
When so when have I not felt it so strong?
Yes, yes, but a recent just give me like an example recently that you didn't feel it. Like what happened?
Uh, I think when maybe recently when I didn't have much on my to-do list, so I was able to like just do things that didn't really that weren't on my list. So I
Mm-hmm.
was able to organize like my office, put things away, and I felt a little calm because I didn't have to like do this, do that, you know, finish the things on my list.
Okay, so you just didn't have recently, you just didn't have a lot on your to-do list. And that's what
Yeah.
made the overthinking feel a little bit lighter.
Yes.
Okay. But typically you have a lot on your to-do list.
Yes. I usually have a lot on my to-do list.
Does it bleed into the weekends as well?
Yes, most of the time it does, only because I do have a lot of homework. So I mean it pauses on the work, like
Mm-hmm.
I'm not working in the weekends, but my homework and the house duties may like continue.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, I know that you share that right now you're like at a 4. Typically on a day-to-day basis, you're like at a 6. What is the worst that you've ever felt it?
Um,
Like where
I
it was
would
just there, like heavy.
I would say maybe like 8 when I'm like really at a deadline or due date on an assignment and I'm really like trying to accomplish the uh, the assignment at the time
Mm-hmm.
and do that day. So sometimes that's when I'll feel it like an 8.
Can you tell me physically besides the headache? What else do you feel physically?
Like I get distracted really fast and I feel like my back hurts, my arms, like it just feels heavy on my back and my shoulders.
Okay, so it sounds like when um the overthinking is at its highest, you start feeling it not only in your head, but your back starts hurting, your shoulders start hurting, and it starts affecting you physically in other ways.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Um, so if you continue with the overthinking, being a part of your life, infiltrating your life, where do you think it'll like what do you think will happen in the future?
Mm, I think it could make me sick
Mhm.
from being so stressed out.
Yeah, because it's not just the overthinking, right? It has a bunch of other little friends that are like, oh, the stress, the anxiety, like all this, heaviness feeling on you. So yeah,
Mhm.
I agree with you. I think it can make you um feeling it can make you feel sick. What do you think that the overthinking wants from you?
To maybe, I think, get organized or not think about things too much. Like I think I stress myself out when I just think about it a lot when it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. So are you willing to live with the overthinking for the rest of your life?
No,